coffee house discussion active learning experience is a simple yet unique discussion strategy that can be adapted and modified in a variety of ways for any grade level or content area. In this video, we will learn how to use a coffee house scene to facilitate small group discussions in order to improve academic conversations amongst students. Begin by setting the scene for the students by asking them what happens at a local coffee shop. Have students use think, pair, share to review their answers. Next, guide them through a discussion about the fact that there are a limited number of tables in most coffee houses, and oftentimes tables are shared with a stranger. When this happens, many people strike up a brief but pleasant conversation. And if the conversation continues past pleasantries and more is shared, one or both parties may get an idea or information. This idea or piece of information, whether that be a new movie to watch, doctor to visit, or title of an essay, tends to get scribbled down on the nearest napkin. With this discussion, the scene is set to begin the coffee house discussion strategy in the classroom. Before we discuss how to use this strategy with students, let's review what will need to be prepared beforehand. To prepare for this active learning experience, ensure students are in groups of 4, no more than 5, and provide 1 napkin per student. However, pencils do not write well for this task, so ballpoint pens would be best. The teacher could choose to copy for each student an image of a napkin on paper with enough room to write. For younger students, teachers could provide whiteboards and draw erase markers to write a word or draw a picture that captures their learning. A timer is also needed. This active learning experience takes about 20 to 35 minutes to complete. After each student in the group is given a napkin and pen, provide 1 student in each group with the topic to discuss at their table, as well as discussion stems and talking points. Remind students that as they are having their discussion, if they hear something new, interesting, or important, to jot it down on their napkins. They will have 4 minutes to discuss with their peers. While the students are discussing, the teacher has the opportunity to listen and observe students, noting misconceptions, stellar points being made, and assessing the student's level of understanding of the content being discussed. When the timer goes off, have the students number themselves off from 1 to 4 at each table, and then choose 2 numbers to move to a new table. For instance, the teacher could say that for this first round, numbers 2 and 4 will move to new tables, but they cannot move to the same table. Make sure students bring their napkins and pens with them when they move to their new tables. Once the students are seated with their new group, prompt one of the newcomers to the table. The teacher may say those who were number 2, to begin the conversation by sharing something he or she heard at their last table. Continue this process for 2 more rounds using new numbers to move, or even a single number to move. Finally, direct the students to return to their original table and read through their napkin notes, sharing with peers the most important or interesting points made in the conversations they had with others during the coffee house discussion. To close the activity, bring students back for a whole class discussion. The teacher can highlight points that were made by specific students that were important or interesting, and clarify any misconceptions, as well as provide the opportunity for students to pose questions. Once the whole class discussion is complete, students should write a brief summary of what they have learned from this activity on the back of their napkin, in a notebook, or as an exit ticket. Students can share their summaries with a partner. The coffee house discussion strategy provides students a novel way to engage in small group discussions while hearing different levels of thinking from the majority of their classmates.